Welcome to all. Now we'll move to the next type of beam problem, that is simply supported beam, SSB. Mm, Simply supported beam problems also very important. A simply supported beam shown in figure determine the deflection and slope and also find the shear force and bending moment. Take 70 GPa, D is equal to Young's modulus, and I is 4 into 10 raised to minus 6 meter to the power of 4. Now this is the figure they given beam problem. Now you can observe here which type of load is acting. It is an UVL. See, UVL, there are two types actually. Let me show you. In the beginning we discussed the type of load condition. I'll show you. Yeah. So this is called, actually in a UVL there are two types. This is called a triangular load. Triangular load means one side the load is maximum, other side it is zero. So one more type of UVL load, that is called trapezoidal load. So trapezoidal load means one side the load is maximum and other side the load is minimum. It is not equal to zero. This is called a trapezoidal load. This is also come to the category of uniformly varying load. Now this simply supported beam, it is subject to now trapezoidal type of UVL load. The one side it is 10 kN is acting, other side it is 5 kN per meter is acting. And also at point 2 they given here there is a one couple is acting, that is 20 kN, and span of length of between this point 1 to point 2 is 1 meter, 2 to 3 is 1 meter. Now we need to calculate deflections as well as slopes as well as bending moment and shear force acting. Now as usual, first we need to write to convert into FEM model. So we divide it into two elements between 1 and 2 and 2 and 3. Therefore node 1, 2, 3, each node it is a corresponding nodal displacement v1 theta 1, v2 theta 2, v3 theta 3, and corresponding movements m1, m2, m3, and this is L1, L2. L1 is equal to L2 is equal to 1 meter. Now let's consider here at node 1 it is called as W, called as W1. It is minus, because it is the downward direction, minus 10 into 10 raised to 3 Newton per meter. Also on this node 2, this is called W2. It is 5 minus 5 into 10 raised to 3 Newton per meter. We convert into everything into Newton. Also at node 2, let's call this is M2. M2 it is clockwise, anti-clockwise, therefore positive. Therefore that is we called convert into meter, Newton meter, that is 20 into 10 raised to 3 Newton meter positive. And also here L1 equal to L2 is 1. And also E also convert into Newton per meter square, that is 70 into 10 raised to 9 Pascal. And also I is 4 into 10 raised to minus 6 meter per power 4. Now as usual procedure, first we need to find the element stiffness matrix. For element 1, K1 is equal to EI by L1 value you have to substitute. Now L1 is 1, therefore you substitute E and I value, and inside you substitute the L1 value and simplify this. Therefore the K1 will be on the left hand side is 0.28 into 10 raised to 6, and inside this is the term. So now anyway L is 1, therefore you will get 12 6 minus 12 6, it is the same. And also it is belongs to node 1 and node 2, that is V1 theta 1 and V2 theta 2. Similarly, if for element 2, here distance E, L as well as I is same, therefore K1 is equal to K2. Only thing is here the node numbers is changes, that is nodal displacement number. It is belongs to element 2, it is node 2 and 3, therefore V2 theta 2, V3 theta 3. Now we need to find the global stiffness matrix. As usual procedure, add K1 plus K2, then you will get the global stiffness matrix in the order of 6 by 6 cross 6 matrix. Now here global force vector, it is very important. Now here there are two forces are acting. One is couple is acting as well as UVL is acting. So first we will consider a couple. Therefore for a global the force vector due to couple as well as point load, that is for whole beam M1, F1, M1, F2, M2, F3, M3. F1 is 0, M1 is 0, F2 is 0. But couple acting at node 2, it is 20 into 10 raised to 3, and F3, M3 are 0. V1, V1 theta 1, V2 theta 2, V3 theta 3. Now force vector due to UVL acting on the element. This is very important. Now here the given the UVL type is trapezoidal type. So therefore now as I told in the beginning, different load conditions for in case of UVL, how to choose it. So yeah, you can see now this one. Now here you can observe, for when the maximum load is on the left side, then the load vector equation is this one formula, and also when the maximum load is right side, then the corresponding nodal vector equation is nodal vector is this much. Now here we don't have any triangle. Here there is a maximum and there is a minimum. Therefore for the maximum on the left side we need to consider this equation, and the minimum load on the right side we need to consider this equation. That means now the load vector due to UVL. So here for the left side, that is this side, the formula is WL by 60 2L 3L 9 minus 2, and we are this UVL is acting corresponding to the element 1. Therefore the element 1 L is L1. Therefore substitute here W1 L1 plus on the right hand side it is not 0. On the right hand side there is a minimum load is acting. No, so therefore for this we need to take the next one, that is WL by 60 9 2L 21 3L. Again here don't substitute W1 value, we need to substitute the minimum load acting here, that is 5 into 10 raised to 3, that is W2. And L1 is same thing, don't substitute L2 because here it is also acting on the element 1 only, therefore we need to substitute on the L1 only. So this is very important for in case of trapezoidal load, in case of UVL, trapezoidal load type in case of UVL. So this one. So see now on the right hand side maximum load, this is the formula we substituted, and the left hand side maximum load, this is the formula we substituted. Now W1 means minus 10 into 10 raised to 3, W2 means minus 5 into 10 raised to 3, L1 is 1 meter. You substitute both the values, and also you can observe here it is UVL is acting on only element 1, therefore it is V1 theta 1 V2 theta 2 only we consider. V3 theta 3 become 0. So therefore you calculate this, add this both the matrix, simplify it, and when you multiply this inside you will get like this, and both you add it, and finally you will get the load due to the UVL is like this. Now finally this UVL load as well as couple load you need to add it, that is we need to find a global load vector that is due to couple as well as UVL. So couple vector is this one and UVL is this one. Now up to theta 2 only we return, but when you are going to adding we are going to consider theta 3 as well as V3, that is 0 0. Now again you add these two matrix, you will get global node force vector is this much, V1 theta 1 V2 theta 2 theta 2 is this one, V3 theta 3. Now again global displacement vector is V1 theta 1 V2 theta 2 and V3 theta 3, that is unknown. Now substitute in the equilibrium equation, I will substitute the values later, but I will apply the boundary condition using elimination approach. So here also in simply supported node 1 and node 3 it is fixed, therefore corresponding nodal displacement V1 theta 1 as well as V3 theta 3 is equal to 0. Therefore eliminate those corresponding rows and columns, that is K delta is equal to F. Substitute that the global stiffness matrix, global displacement matrix as well as global force vector matrix. Now V1 is 0, therefore first row first column, theta 1 0, second row second column, V3 that is fifth row fifth column, and theta 3 sixth row sixth column is you have to eliminate. Then what is left? 24008 into 0.28 into 10 raised to 6 V2 theta 2, and it is 3 minus 3250 2058.3. So keep the minus notation properly. Now you need to calculate, solve this, you will get V2 theta 2. So that is V2 will get minus 4.84 in 10 raised to 4 meter, and theta 4 is 9.91 in 10 raised to 4 radian. Now second question is internal load, that is shear force and bending moment. So for element 1 we are taking shear force at node 1 and 2, SF1 BM1 SF2 BM2 is equal to K1 into delta 1. So substitute the stiffness matrix for the element 1, that is what we are calculating, and delta 1 is nothing but V1 theta 1 V2 theta 2. Those values substitute. V1 is 0, theta 1 is 0, but we know V2 theta 2, we find it. You just substitute that one. You just substitute this value, therefore you will get shear force and bending moment is this much: 3.17 kilonewton, 1.33 kilonewton meter minus 3.17 kilonewton, 1.84 kilonewton meter. Similarly, for element 2, SF2 BM2, SF3 BM3, that is with respect to node and 3, there was K2 into delta 2. K2 we know it is same thing like K1, and delta 2 is now V2 theta 2 V3 theta 3. V2 theta 2 we know, V3 theta is 0, and multiply these two matrix, then you will get minus 0.08 kilonewton, and BM2 is 0.22 kilonewton per kilonewton meter, and SF3 is 0.08 kilonewton, and BM3 is 0.03 kilonewton meter. So this complete the problem, very important one, 10 marks.